Hi, my name is Alejandra Rivera, and I am a candidate for a Master of Social Work degree at Hawaii Pacific University. Thank you for joining me today, and welcome to my presentation on the past and current religious and spiritual attitudes, beliefs, and practices among U.S. veterans living on Oahu. Numerous research studies have found evidence to support religiosity and spirituality as contributors towards improved mental wellness, such as lower levels of depression and suicide, and combating alcohol and substance abuse. However, none have inquired into the religious and spiritual journeys of veterans from pre-military to post-military service. The reason I embarked on this research study was to explore the religious and spiritual journeys of veterans and provide some preliminary understanding of how religiosity and spirituality of service members may be influenced during and after military service. I conducted a cross-sectional exploratory research case study. I used purposive, convenience, and snowball sampling to recruit participants. Participants completed a written survey, and the survey consisted of 3 components: demographic data, military service, and questions adapted from the Duke University Religion Index, also known as the Durrell, a 5-item measure of religious involvement. I also included 3 additional questions of my own. The sample consisted of 21 participants, including 20 males and 1 female. Participants' age ranged from 23 to 85 years old. Their length of active duty military service varied widely from 2 years to 25 years. The earliest military service era represented was the Vietnam War. Over 85% of the participants had been deployed, with over 66% of deployed participants experiencing 3 or more deployments. Of the 18 deployed participants, 72% were deployed to war zones and 44% received a combat action ribbon or badge. In regards to religious or spiritual affiliation or identity, this table illustrates the religions represented by the participants as well as those who identified as spiritual, unsure, other, or none. As you can see from the table, the majority of participants, 70%, were Christian. Participants were recruited from ANVET's West Oahu Veteran Center, UH West Oahu Veteran Center for Excellence, and HPU School of Social Work Master of Social Work program, and the data was collected using a survey. In order to analyze and determine any significant differences or associations between the variables, I conducted some t-tests and analysis of variance, also known as an ANOVA, and Pearson's correlation coefficient. As you can see by this slide, the Durrell is divided into 3 subscales because each subscale measures a different religious or spiritual dimension. There's organizational religious activity, non-organizational religious activity, and intrinsic religiosity. I added 3 additional questions at the end of the survey to measure degree of comfort and strength derived from one's religion or spirituality and to give the participants an opportunity to add any additional insights or experiences. All questions except for the last open-ended question included a 5 or 6-point scale ranging, for example, from never to more than once a week or definitely not true to definitely true of me. All questions prompted respondents to consider time periods related to pre, during, and post-military service, as well as the present. This is what each question looked like on the survey with the time periods clearly designated. So the results of my research study are as follows. Some veterans reported that their time in the military depended or deepened their spirituality and faith. Others claimed to have distanced themselves from or abandoned their religious or spiritual convictions. There was a decline in religiosity during active duty. However, religiosity rebounds after military service to almost pre-military service levels or even exceeds pre-military levels. Statistically significant differences were found between some dimensions of religiosity and the 4 distinct time periods: religiosity and the number of years of active duty service, and religiosity and the receipt of a combat action ribbon or badge. In this graph, I wanted to illustrate that deep dip in religiosity, spirituality during military service. The graph very clearly shows that after military service, the level of religiosity rebounds and sometimes even exceeds pre-military service levels. The drop in religiosity during military service should be examined more fully to determine the factors involved in this decline. Limitations included small sample size, confounding variables that could not be controlled for, potential for participant selection bias, and also potential for self-selection bias. Implications for social work. Considering that approximately 70% of active duty military personnel identify as Christian, a little less than 2% are affiliated with non-Christian denominations, and over 90% of military veterans report that they are religious, it is crucial that social workers become competent in assessing the religious and spiritual needs of active duty service members and veterans. Crucial that social workers obtain the skills necessary to incorporate religion and spirituality into therapy for those who want it, and crucial for social workers to understand how to design religious and spiritually sensitive interventions to address the needs of veterans more holistically. The study's varied findings should not be dismissed. In conclusion, future research is recommended to fully comprehend the dynamic relationship between veterans' military experience and their religious or spiritual beliefs and practices. The need for continued research in this area is essential to ensure that social workers provide veterans with optimal care that respects and addresses their religious strengths and needs and supports their resilience and general well-being. I would like to acknowledge and express my sincere appreciation for the help and support of the AMVETS West Oahu Veterans Center, the University of Hawaii West Oahu Veterans Center for Excellence, and Hawaii Pacific University School of Social Work. I also would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the veterans who participated so willingly and enthusiastically in this study and took the time to share their personal stories and insights with me. The time, help, and support of all involved made this study possible. The success of this story rests to a large degree on those who so freely engaged in its process. Mahalo to those of you who attended my presentation today. I hope to see you all at the Capstone Symposium if you would like to learn more about my study in greater detail. I have also provided my email address if you think of any questions in the future. I will be happy to answer them. Mahalo and have a great day.